Hello, everybody, and good evening, or good morning, or good afternoon, whatever it is where you are at the moment in the world.
Let us know if you can actually hear us. That would be great to just get like in chat a little thumbs up that the audio is working and everything is good and you guys can hear us loud and clear. Um, if
Hopefully,
anybody
you can.
posts, hopefully so.
Yeah, because we're, of course, going to talk about all the spoiled cards that we saw at GenCon.
Yep.
So there are some gems there, and we also saw the first Precon deck.
Yep.
So, and of course, we're going into great detail about that. And we're also going to be guessing a bit about how many Precon decks we're going to see, and what we'd expect those Precon decks to be.
Yeah. So guys, if you're not into spoilers, I don't think this is that might not be the live stream for you. We're also just gonna talk a bit about the news, what's been happening in the world of sorcery. Yeah, we're just gonna dive into it. But do hit the comment section if you have any questions. And again, if anyone can just give us a quick five or high five that the sound is working, that would be awesome.
Indeed.
Okay, so what do you want to dive into first?
Oh, I think we should maybe just dive into the different cards because we saw that the Sorcery team had a booth at GenCon. They still do.
Yeah.
And it has been packed and busy all GenCon long. We saw the great line for the Dragonlord set that you could buy at the booth. And we also saw at the booth that they had both the Necromancer Precon deck and a lot of the cards that we hadn't seen before. Also some of the cards we have seen, but also some very new and interesting looking cards.
Absolutely. Just like last year at Gen Con, they had a lot of spoiler cards for Arthurian Legends, and they also showed us the box for the first time for Arthurian Legends. This year, there was no box for Gothic. I kind of hope we would see a box.
I want to see the box.
Yeah, me too.
I'm hoping that we get 36 booster packs per box again.
Yeah.
Just as with the Alpha and Beta edition. And yeah, I just hope that.
Yeah, and
it would be nice to know at this moment if that was going to be true.
Absolutely. I also think like probably also some Ian Miller art. Could you imagine like they've been using a lot of Ian Miller for all the announcements and all the backgrounds? That's sort of like, black, dark gray tone one. I think that would look absolutely awesome on a box. It would be very Gothic. You could even imagine if they go, thank you, Ryan. If they go all in, they could do like a casket or maybe even like a tombstone shaped box, or make it look like a tombstone. That could be super cool.
Or it could be Matthias Frisk. We know that he designed the Sorcery logo for the set.
Yeah,
he might also have gotten to design the box.
True, that would be absolutely
I would love to see a box where you have all, sorts of skeletal hands, beetles, things worms crawling in the air, just lining the box, maybe looking down in a casket with the skeleton from the top. And
we know that the team really enjoyed getting super creative with the boxes. I mean, as we saw on the Arthurian Legends boxes, those were absolutely amazing, but also really like flavorful and thematic according to the rest of the set. So you already popped it that there was in fact a Precon deck, and the Precon deck featured the first revealed avatar from Gothic.
Should we try to get him on screen?
Yes, I will get him on screen. You continue talking and I will find it.
Oh, how to speak about the first revealed avatar without actually telling you about it before you can see it on screen. But yeah, we saw the first Precon deck, and just with the Precon decks we had from the beta edition, we saw that the avatar that was featured on the deck was also the avatar that ran the deck. So we are getting new avatars.
I don't know why I can't show these, actually.
That's weird. Maybe just go to Finder.
I am going to let you do that, and then I will do the talking in the meantime. I just saw quickly in chat that someone said that Dan Seagrave, who did the art for the Necromancer, it is wild. I think it looks so cool. When you get like the close-up of it, you can see that it is like this main character, the avatar, still following on the concept that you don't get like a face to it, so you can imagine yourself as that avatar. But it's just like really cool. So it's mostly just black, dark green, like neon green. It is super cool looking. Yeah, I think you maybe can you go into that now? But again, Dan Seagrave, he did a killer job for this you are at the desk, you need to be on your Dropbox.
Yeah.
He did some really killer art for it, and it looks absolutely amazing. And the cool thing is that we're getting like an introduction to some more maybe token-like mechanics for the first time. So I think that's really cool. Oh, and we are getting it here. Okay, guys, so you can see it here. It looks absolutely wicked. I think the art is amazing. Again, I'm sorry, the images are like nice, but they're not perfect because it is from the display case that was there at GenCon. But
And
it
shout
looks
out
really
to
cool.
Broseph for taking some nice
Broseph,
pictures.
and also a lot of it's Josh. He was really kind to help provide some pictures as well. So this is your regular 20 life avatar. It hits for 1. It is the usual tap ability, but once on your turn, you may pay 1 to summon a skeleton token here, which is really cool because that opens up for a whole new, token-like mechanic. And a couple of things about those skeleton tokens. They are super cool. The art is by Brahm, so we're getting more Brahm art into Sorcery. Yes, please do. Which is really, really cool. But they are actually also the undead types. So there's a lot of cards that interact with undead, which is really cool. So I'm assuming we're going to have all kinds of fun shenanigans that you can sort of interact with. I think it's that one. I think it's the image one.
Which one?
Yes, there we go. Yes. We're just going to find your skeleton tokens for you. There you go. Again, cool art. Really amazing to see Brahm getting more cards here. And it can't move to defend, which means it probably can move out of the area to defend, but probably can't defend on the site it is already on.
Yes, I saw some people discussing that in the rules.
Yeah.
So what I think is going on here is that we can't have it to intercept and defend, but it can defend if you attack the site that the skeleton token is on. And you also need to be aware that this is an undead, which means that it's going to interact and function together with the evil keyword,
which is undead monsters and demons. Yeah.
Well, we said it in chorus.
Almost. But we did something fun, guys. So I want you to type in your guesses. What do you think the other Precons are, or how many Precons are we going to get? Because we tried to take a look at all the Precon or all the cards that we've seen so far. We've seen this one Precon, and kind of figure out what kind of minion types are in there, what kind of mechanics are in there. They revealed it at GenCon. It was in the booth, and then in the glass case that was in the booth. They had both the Necromancer. Can you find me the deck itself? They had also a bearish case of the Precon as well. It's called, no, it's not display. It's called something else. We're just going to see if we can find you that one.
Nope. It is not in the folder.
Oh, I'm just going to check because maybe it is in the other one that's just called display. Oh, we might not have a picture for it here, but otherwise it is in our Discord. You can see but it basically just has the art and it just says pre-constructed deck for Gothic, but it is the Necromancer. So let's see what people are saying here. So Drown the Cat, Arbiter, Angel Theme, see? That was exactly my guess. But we did some recon, as I was saying. We looked at all the cards that have been spoiled so far from Gothic, and I've tried to sort of narrow it down. So the Necromancer here is definitely going to be something with skeletons, maybe also some mortals, definitely undead. And it seems like from the cards we've seen so far, it would be mainly focused on air. That's also another thing. Are these going to be like pure elemental Precon decks, or are they mostly just going to be around the theme, and then they can have various elements in them? I think, but it's a guess, I have no idea. I think they're going to stick to one element per deck so you can mix them up and use them in different ways. But it also seems like we might have some token mechanics going on this Necromancer Precon, and there's probably also going to be a lot of cemetery interactions. That would make at least good sense. And as Drown the Cat just said, there's probably also going to be some sort of holy or divine Precon. Assuming that we get 4, that's not confirmed at all, but assuming that we have 4, again, like in alpha and in beta, we're probably going to have some sort of like divine or holy, which will have some mortals in there, I think, but also some divine beings, some angels, maybe Lindsay Crummett's. There was this new art, which was a Virgin in Prayer, which could also be like a magic or something like that.
Avatar, yeah.
But I think that's definitely going to be something. Either we're going to go clergy, like priest or something, or we're going to go divine being. And my money is on divine being. I could see like an angel or like a seraph.
Yeah, but that's probably going to be in fire.
Yeah, I think
we also
so.
had the, what was it called? The banish, divine something.
What, the site?
No, the spell.
The
Divine smite.
No. What's
it called?
I don't know. Day of Judgment?
Yes.
That's fire.
So close. Yeah, I know it's fire, but
yeah,
that card, that's definitely targeting, evil.
Definitely. I think
doing damage.
it would definitely go in the angel deck.
Yeah. So fire is probably going to be some sort of angel, celestial beings, forces of good. And we have seen a few cards in earth, and we have seen a few cards in water.
Yeah.
All the cards we've seen in water has been minions so far.
No, monsters.
Yeah, but also minions.
No, there's also been
spells.
Yeah,
we have swap, of course.
Yes.
But mostly minions, and those minions have all been monsters.
Yeah, which is really cool, because then we are definitely going to have probably a completely water-themed Precon, and the main theme will be all sorts of different kinds of monsters.
Yeah.
We also have Carl. He's also saying like a priest avatar. Yeah, definitely something like that. A guess for having a mixed Precon with Earth Air. Death Knight that buffs undead is Earth. Yeah, I was wondering about why it was in Earth, because if you take a look at the rest of the stuff that's in just like that display case at GenCon, it would seem like it would fit better in Air.
Yeah, but then again, we also saw one fire card was actually an undead.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
we don't know where these cards, are actually, are they going to be the Precon decks? Are they going to be in the boxes?
No. We have no idea.
idea.
But if you just look at the cards and try to have a look at them and what they do, and again, the fourth deck, which would be all monsters and water, that has like a lot of void walk, a lot of like manipulating like spaces, like the swap card where you can swap out things, and it would naturally probably also have a lot of cards featuring submerge, because it is like the mechanic for water. Yes, Drown the Cat, exactly. It does look like primarily void walk. There's a lot of it there.
Yeah, which is also kind of interesting, because we just did a little check, and in both Demon Legends and Beta, you only have one water card with White Walk so far, and that is Ghost Ship. You have one fire card with White Walk, and that's Will-O-the-Wisp. But all other White Walk cards are actually from Air.
Yeah.
So seeing so much White Walk in water is pretty interesting, I think. And it might also open up for, new deck building ideas.
Absolutely. Yes, much love for the deep sea monsters.
Rah.
I think we're going to see more like that horror card. I think we're going to have more, and I'm wondering what they're going to do for some of the like lower tier, lower powered minions, because a lot of the other ones, especially in water, tend to be high cost, but also like big beefy minions. But now we know that we have the Necromancer deck. We think that we're going to have some sort of like divine deck, either with an angel or priest as the avatar. So what about the water one? What would be a good avatar for water that consists primarily of monsters with void walk and submerge? What would be like a cool water avatar? And feel free to guess down there as well.
Okay, I can spin my guess then.
Okay, spin it away.
All right. I think that the Island Leviathan is a really cool card.
Yeah.
Having a fight that flips and turns into a monster. I think that could fit the whole monster Eldritch vibe very well. So having an avatar that, under the right circumstances, maybe if you have enough Void Walk minions, can flip and turn into a big beast himself or big monster themselves, would be really cool.
We have Nathaniel saying Triton. That would be like the archetype for water element.
It would.
But maybe less
More
evil
like
or
Merfolk,
sinister. But who knows? I think that could be cool.
I think some sort of awakened
Lovecraftian?
horror. Yeah.
Yeah, we have
awakened horror that itself becomes some sort of Cthulhu monster. That would be cool.
Warlock, demons and monsters. So far, I think the only demon archetype we have seen or type is in fire, I believe. The Hellhounds. Yeah. Those are definitely fire demons, as well as I remember. Davy Jones looking guy. Yes, I'm up for that. Or it could also be like a really evil, like Carlos guessing mermaid here, like a badass mermaid, like goth version of the mermaid. So. I'm kind of into that.
I think it's going to be more Lovecraftian and more sinister than that.
David Jones looking guy. You could have like a Mind Flayer type kind of guy.
Oh, Mind Flayers could be cool, but I think they are maybe licensed under
Dungeons but could you just call them something else that would be like somewhere around there?
Tentacle face.
Ability tap. Pay 3 to submerge artifact or minion. That would be interesting. I can see that happening.
Within your body of water.
Yeah. That could probably be something like that. Okay, so that's like 3 of the decks. The third one is definitely like the most unknown so far. We haven't had a ton of Earth cards. We've seen Beasts and we've seen some Mortals, and we've seen that there's the keyword burrowing, but we haven't really, I don't think there's enough to really get a flavor. We have some common townsfolk. That's one of the cards. And then there's the Beatles and Search Party and the Death Knight. So maybe some undead and some mortals together, where it's like more of a neutral type of deck.
I don't think mortals and undead would go together.
But he's undead, the Death Knight, and all the other guys are mortals.
But I'm guessing he's going to be. I don't think he's going to be in a Precon.
Okay.
That would be my guess.
But we've seen Beasts and Mortals, and yeah.
I think they're going to keep it strictly one element.
Taxman. I think we already got like the what's the tax
collector.
Yeah, tax collector. He's a scary dude for sure.
He comes in every color. You can't escape him.
Yeah. But people, more guesses as to, are they going to be multi-elemental, so like a mix of the elements, or do you think that it's just going to be like thematically, around a certain specific focused theme, but also just one element? I would love to hear what you think, because that's a bit interesting. The Sorcery team has already said, and as we can see from the first Precon, that is Necromancer, it will be more focused probably on the theme instead of like being fire, water. But I think they're going to keep it like mono element.
I think so too. Also, I can't remember if it was Simon or Chase we spoke with some time ago when we talked about the original Precon decks. And they said, keep it simple, just one element. The Precon decks are pretty much for new players.
Yeah.
To just have that sorcery experience and play with the deck that they don't need to, make from the get-go. And if you got bored at some point with the Precon decks, you could just mix 2 Precon decks together, and then you had a new, bigger deck. And judging from the size of the case, of the Barry's case, I don't think the Precon decks are going to be 30 sides, 60 spellbook cards.
No, I think they're probably going to keep them the same size as they've been all the way through. And then you can add later, also just having less cards, less stuff to focus on, at least when you're a new player and you're just starting out to play. Nathaniel here, he's saying dual theme has been my thought lately. Who knows? It could also be like dual theme, that then you get a hang of like 2 elements at the same time. It also sort of broadens the scope of what they can put into the Precons.
Definitely.
And also how much, playability you're going to have after the first couple of games. So it's not just something that you try and then you just leave them behind, but you sort of give them a go a couple of times.
Yeah, because we have also heard people saying that the Precon decks weren't for them.
Yeah, or at least they felt a little flat after the first couple of games. Hello, Jasper. Good to see you, and thank you so much for joining. We appreciate it.
Definitely.
Are there any cards that you are particularly fond of that have been revealed here at GenCon?
I'll find it. Keep talking.
Oh, you have like a specific card in
Can I
mind.
remove this?
Oh, we have. Oh, I love this. There's like a very definitive. Drown the Cat is saying Air Necro, Fire Hunter, spicy, Earth Cleric, and Water Abomination Lovecraft avatar. I think that might be very cool. We should definitely like screenshot this or something and see if it actually if it's gonna stick to it. So you found your card.
Yep. This
Okay.
is so far my favorite card of all the cards spoiled. I think some of the other cards I like, or was it called Clarionet or Marionette or something?
Yeah, Clarionet something. The air one.
Yeah, I love that. I think having some sort of graveyard manipulation is really, really fun. Or cemetery, sorry. Magic.
Yeah, old habits.
Old habits, yeah. But I love this card. I think it's sort of a more wonky, gimmicky, wild imp sort of feel. It's harder to cast. It's a 4 CMC, but only 1 fire threshold. And then it moves 2 places and strikes 1 minion each, or one. I can't remember. Is it a minion or just a unit? I think it's a unit each place. And I think that's cool. It's like it could technically maybe remove a wild imp and also hit an avatar for 2, and then be right at the face of the avatar. So I like having this sort of mobility card that does something the moment it comes into play.
And also something I'm thinking might be pretty fun multiplayer.
I think so.
And again, we know that multiplayer isn't like a recognized format, but they are actively, writing the card text so cards can be used for multiplayer. And again, Josh, I just gotta say hi, shout out, good to see you. I hope you are enjoying your GenCon experience so far.
Oh yes. Yeah, but I love this card. It doesn't have charge, but it does something the moment it comes into play. It deals damage. You can't avoid this damage. You can use it as a finisher. And even if they remove it later on, it still did something that turn it came into play.
Yeah, Nathaniel's saying, still need to know what the role stands for, or is it just move? I think it's just a flavorful way of saying move. I don't know, but I think it's just like flavor.
I think it just takes 2 steps. On wheels.
Yes, Josh, we are actively saving all of our money and hoping that the Avatar of the Realm, which is the World Championship for Sorcery, they've already said it's going to be first Q1 or 2 of 2026. We are very much hoping to come to the US because I think it's probably most likely going to be held in the US. And then we will definitely be coming. Hi, Cedric. Thank you so much for joining. Yes, the Necromancer looks so cool. I don't think I can gush enough about how cool the Dan Seagrave art is. I love like that really sort of, neon green and the black. It just looks super cool.
And I also think it is super cool.
Yeah.
Being able to pump out tokens each turn, just one at a time, having something to do with your mana if you're not on curve, I think it's really powerful. And if you have no way to remove those tokens, they can stack pretty easily. And since they are undead, they are going to function very well with the Death Knight. You could also have it could be the House Arn Bannerman to, pump their power even further. So in the right deck for 1 mana, you could technically have a 2 power or 3 power minion. I think that could be pretty annoying to play against.
I just really want to see it get some something specific that could pump up those and maybe doing like multiple of them or something. I'm just basically hoping to turn my, pile driver from Magic the Gathering, get something equivalent for that in Sorcery. I always love playing some sort of like token generator thing.
And just not forget about the Bone Spear. I'm just going to see if I can find a picture.
Yes, do that. Jasper, you are saying any news about or gossip about Spiel 25? Recently, the company or the Sorcery team said that they have announced all of the places they're going to be in 2025, which is going to be the 3 Star City Games conventions. It's going to be the Crossroads, at PAX Australia, and then the European Crossroads that is going to be at the end of September in Germany, in Gelsenkirchen. So that is, I think that's going to be it, I'm afraid. I don't think they're going to have any type of presence at Spiel this year. I don't know if you can zoom like that.
No, I
it
can't
doesn't
zoom
make
like
it.
that. But I just zoom on my own picture.
Yes.
So the Bone Spear, it costs one
One.
to cast and has 1 air threshold. It's a magic. You sacrifice an undead to shoot a projectile from its location that deals 3 damage.
Oh, lots of sack materials with those tokens, huh?
Yes, exactly. So you can use your tokens as cannon fodder, just sack them to cast your Bone Spears. And also remember that it says that it's going to be cast from that location. So that means if you can have an undead skeleton token somewhere, nicely placed on the board, you can use that to sack it and shoot projectiles from that location, and that projectile deals 3 damage. I think that's cool.
Also because you can really get some movement with the projectile with all of these skeleton tokens when you're placing them.
Yeah, and technically they could all just be shooting bombs. If you can't remove them, they're going to be threats placed on the board, no matter what you do.
For sure. Let's see what else. Do we want to say anything else about those precons? I was just really excited. I think that an avatar from Gothic was one of the things that people were really hoping would get spoiled soon, because it just indicates like a major flavor for the set, what they're thinking, what kind of mechanics they're building towards. And I don't think I was thinking that we would have anything that's like a token generator. So I'm both surprised and very happy to see it. Jasper, yeah, I was also hoping that we would see them also because Spiel Essen is like the biggest board gaming convention in the entire world. It is massive. It was sold out all days last year. So I had hoped they would come back, but I also get that they're using a massive amount of energy being at GenCon and then all the Star City Games convention, and hopefully also at Gelsenkirchen. But I'm really looking forward to it and looking forward to meeting you there at Gelsenkirchen. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. There's an artist coming, which is one of the first times for like an official event here in Europe. So that's really cool.
Very cool.
Yep. What else?
So that was sort of the cards.
Yeah, that was like the
Are there any cards you want to talk about?
No, I think we've covered the most of the cards that I was excited about. I was definitely mostly excited about also just seeing a precon, getting a feel for definitely.
That. What about you guys? Are there some of the cards we haven't gone over that you're excited about?
Should we just let us see. What do you think like Sorcery Footprint will look like? Have we heard any artist spoilers? We know that traditionally, again, we are in Europe. We haven't been to a Star City Games convention at all. But I hear there's like an artist alley, or at least artists attend quite regularly. And I would imagine that they're trying to bring artists as well. And I think that it looks like it's going to be like pretty big. They're counting on having both, championship games that are casual, more community focused, and then there's going to be more like competitive focused. So there's going to be a lot of events running at the same time. And then on the Saturdays at the Star City Games conventions, they are going to be running Crossroads, which are like our tier 2 levels. So they are like the major regional levels with some really awesome pricing. Definitely something that's worth traveling for. So I think it's going to be pretty big. And I think it's going to be like a major marketing move for Sorcery here in 2025. Also imagine if you go and just play Sorcery for the first time, do a learn to play or something, and then you enter a Crossroads event, and then you find out that Gothic is coming along. I think that's like really motivational as a new player to see that you have a lot of fun playing this new game, and then there's like a big set just around the corner. And again, let's remember, Gothic will be the biggest set till date, so more than 403 cards.
Which is insane.
Which is massive. I mean, all of us who collected alpha and or beta know that it took a while to collect all the cards from those sets. So I can't even imagine how big Gothic will be. I mean, just imagine it's 50 cards more. That will be insane.
Yeah,
Oh,
also
you want
because
to dive into that
right
one?
now we have 403 cards in Alpha Beta, and we have 220 in
Arthurian
Legends. So that's 600.
We're close to doubling the card pool when Gothic arrives.
It's like 40%.
Yeah.
No. Rubbish. 80%.
A lot.
85? Yeah, around that.
A lot.
It's very close to, doubling the card pool.
Yeah, and again, assuming we're going to get more new mechanics, the addition of the collection where you get those 10 extra cards that you can interact with, there's going to be a lot of game, design space that's going to be expanded with Gothic. So we have a question. When does Gothic release?
October.
You think October? Really?
Didn't I say that?
No sweets.
I'll just keep it. When?
No, I don't know. There is officially there's no release date. Unofficially, we don't know anything.
Maybe I know something I shouldn't.
No, I don't know if you do. Then it's a surprise to me as well.
No, but I think Rudy mentioned October.
Oh yeah, for
in
sure.
a post to his patrons about Gothic.
Yeah, he had like Gothic on his product month by month list that you could order. It was set to October, but I don't think October is like necessarily the date. But if we're going by the release cycle for Arthurian Legends and Beta, somewhere in October, November would make sense.
Which would also coincide very well with Halloween.
Yes, for the spooky set.
Yeah, and that would make sense.
Yeah, I think so. As a European, dare I say, I'm always a little, let's see. When it shows
we have
up.
been disappointed before.
Indeed.
But what we do know is that they have promised Q4 2025.
They've said 2025.
Yeah, but that's going to be
You never
Q4.
know. But maybe later this month it's like boom, Gothic. There you go.
Q4 and a half.
January.
No, I'm pretty certain it's not going to be around now.
No.
I think the
I
team
was
is
majorly kidding.
very busy. Also with the Dragonlord set.
I think so too. I'm thinking November, December. Yeah, definitely. I'm thinking end of the year, probably. That's the most realistic.
But probably not December, because that's going to be a shitty month to release anything in.
Yeah, but I mean,
due to Christmas.
Yeah, for sure. But I'm not sure that they can.
No, it's not
exactly
necessarily have a choice. But if I could control it, I would not choose to release anything in December.
Nope. Halloween, that would be absolutely, as you say, chef's kiss. Having like the big scary Gothic set with the please booster box looking like a mausoleum or tombstone come out and be able to play draft or sealed in your local game store Halloween weekend. I mean, how sweet does that sound? I think it would be so cool.
Oh, yes.
That would be really amazing.
And speaking of your local LGS, we also saw a new store kit.
Yes, the welcome store kit. I think we have an image of it if you want to try to see if you can
find
that
folder?
it. Yes. In the very same.
Are we so well prepared?
I mean, it doesn't sound like we are now, does it? No, it's called welcome kit if it's in there.
And then it must be.
Yep, there you go. Which was also on display at GenCon. There was the welcome kit you could see in the background. So basically, this is pretty freaking epic. Any store that has like connections to sorcery, and I don't know if there's anything like you have to order so and so much to be eligible to get it, but it has Arthurian Legends, it has beta Precons, it has a beta booster box, and it has a lot of those cat promos, the Grand Meowster and the Apparensis.
Oh, is it true?
Yeah, they do.
Are they giving us player participation tokens or some sort of prize?
We should know this, but I can't remember. The new one is like if you're new and you're just attending an event, you get that. And
I'm completely new.
And the Grand Meowster, I think, is like if you bring people and if you're like doing a lot of community.
I brought her, and I'm new.
And it doesn't end there. It has all the card product, but when you take out all the boxes and you remove like the foam, then it has like a ton of play mats as well, and like a little how to play, how to set up. So this is really ideal for stores really rebooting or just getting into sorcery.
And it looks awesome.
It looks so good. It's like this massive box, and it has like a magnetic lid, and then you open up to all this cool art and everything. It looks amazing.
Yeah, and also imagine they can just open the booster boxes and use them for pricing, or they can just hand them out to new players. So yeah.
Yeah. We're just gonna briefly go back to the. So, as you guys know, we've mainly seen air, fire, and water spoilers so far with a distinct lack of earth. Are they holding back a mechanic or something like that? I think it's interesting, but I also think that even though we've seen some fire, I think both earth and fire seems to be fairly lacking. And I'm wondering, are they like spoiling a precon at a time? And then all the air that was on display at GenCon is like mostly from that deck that was associated with it. Maybe that's why it's over there. I don't know. But I think there's a reason. Otherwise, I would imagine they would have like equal amounts of every element available at the display. Also, just for the spoilers we've seen so far. I think there's some reason. It could be mechanical. I mean, if they have something really
Holding
cool,
something back.
they want to wait to spoil.
Yeah, it might very well be.
Mono. Oh, we just discussed it. I'm going with, I think, thematic. So they have like really strong, themes with being like monsters, undead skeletons, but still mono elemental.
So both theme and mono.
Theme and mono.
Yeah.
And then we had some people in chat saying maybe dual. That would be cool too. I think that would be a fun way to go. But I don't know if they are very like strict from the team on going mono elements, so it doesn't get too confusing. I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. And also, if you're doing a dual element, there's going to be some repetition of specific elements due to the number of variations you can do. And that might also mean that there might be some of the same cards in different decks.
I think they would avoid that like at all costs.
It could happen.
Have we seen a unique? Guys, this I did not check out.
I think the Darkest Dungeon is a unique.
Oh, that's unique. Okay. Because I'm wondering, we've had, some of the discussion, sorry, we're sliding right back into Precon territory there.
I'm trying to find the Darkest Dungeon while
you do that. I'm wondering a couple of things about the Precons. So one thing that people were not too happy about the first time was that any unique card that you get in the Precon is effectively a lot less attractive to pull out of a booster pack because everyone can just get a Precon and get the card there. So we saw that the value and like the trade value of the cards that were unique in the Precons were not that great. So some people were saying like maybe try to not have uniques in the Precons. They might have gone that route. And other people are saying, hey, wouldn't it be cool if the uniques in the Precons then were just for the Precons alone? So you actively have to buy the Precon, but then you also get something that's unique to that Precon.
No picture of the Darkest Dungeon.
No picture of the Darkest Dungeon.
No.
Darn. It's on my phone, I think, actually, but
but then again, we don't know if the cards on display are actually going to be in the Precon.
No, we have no idea. We're speculating.
It might or it might not.
Do you think the Precards are Gothic or beta cards only? Gothic only, I think.
I think so too. It's such a big set.
It's massive. It's going to be 400 plus cards. So I think like just to display to new people what Gothic can do as a set, I think they're going to want to just keep it Gothic only.
Yay, Omega.
Yay! Happy to see you. It's so difficult to find a time that works for everyone. And we know we're doing this in the middle of GenCon, but we wanted to talk about the Precons and we wanted to talk about the Necromancer avatar and everything. So we thought it would be cool to do a live and just chat. I'm hanging out very casually and hanging out with you guys. Let's see, right. I think you need uniques in the Precons to help players understand the game mechanics. Yeah, for sure. I think you're right. But I also think there's some validity to the thing that if you put it in the Precons, the value of that card or like
it's dead.
The special feeling you get when you pull a unique, it is sort of diminished, but it's not, it's fine. It's not a big thing to worry about, but I do think that there's something about that.
Yeah, there just has been some criticism.
Yeah.
And if it's only going to be featured in the Precon deck and not in the, full set, that's also going to be a problem, because then you need to have that if it's going to have some impact on the game.
Yeah, for sure. But that would also be a way to entice players that are not new to go and get those precons.
Yeah.
And sell more product, because in the end they do need to keep up and keep the business going to make more amazing sets for us, hopefully.
But I think they're going to have at least one unique in each precon.
Probably.
That would make sense.
Probably.
And we also know that not all uniques are going to be, very desirable or expensive or anything. So I don't think it's going to ruin that much.
They could do old art uniques in the precons, but that seems excessive. I kind of like that idea. I think they could, because we know that Eric always orders like a ton too much artwork. So, I think he does it both. So there's something for the curios, also so he has some choice. But I would imagine that it wouldn't be that difficult to have. And it would be like, then everybody mechanically can have the same card, but it still has some value because it's not the same one. I like that idea. Good one. Good one. Yeah, definitely. Old arts would be really cool.
It really could, yeah.
Yeah.
But then again, it might also create a more desirable version of the card.
Yeah, but then everybody goes picks up a precon, and again, I think you get a lot of value out of the precons. You get the precons, the 4 of them, and you get a booster pack, and it's very decently priced.
I hope they still keep the one booster pack in the precon box.
Yep, I hope so too. I think that's a great way to sort of just inspire people to, open a single pack, maybe buy a booster box.
Maybe one guaranteed foil card.
Exactly.
No.
No. Now you're devaluing all the foils.
Exactly.
But I do think like that one booster pack is really a great idea.
Yeah.
I
think so too. And
yeah.
It's fun to crack that pack, and of course, mostly just going to get some pack.
Sure,
but we have seen people like, "Whoa, it's a fire, Philosopher's Stone," but like, I hate you.
That's not too bad, but that definitely also just like, I think you get like the crack addiction, and you're just like, ooh, it's kind of fun to open a pack, which is good for the game. So that was the
store kit.
Yeah, we also just briefly want to mention that was also news that came out just like this past week, that we are getting a new distributor for Europe, specifically Haole, which is really nice because there is no doubt that there has been a fair amount of issues getting product on time here in Europe. So hopefully having a secondary distributor will actually help, maybe just like getting enough, but also getting in there on time. I'm really hoping it is going to have like a positive impact, because that would be amazing.
Yeah. Seeing the rest of the world open sorcery packs while you aren't able to get any feels bad.
It's less fun.
It's less fun.
It is decidedly less fun. Absolutely.
Exactly.
Yeah. I think that was like most of the topics.
Indeed.
But of course, there's GenCon going on right now. The Dragonlord mini set was officially released today. And now everybody, I presume, knows what the dragons are and what the cards are in there. But overall, I think it's fair to say that people were really excited about the Dragonlord set, and the line at GenCon to have the Dragonlord mini set and all the cards signed by Ed Beard Jr. was amazing. It was great to see that so many people were super excited.
I'm imagining that, all the people not knowing what sorcery is must have been looking at that line, just thinking, what the hell is going on over there?
Yeah, I think lines at GenCon are fairly average, because they are all, for Locana, there was like a couple of years ago, there was a line that basically went outside almost like of the convention area, because you could get like a promo. But still, I think it was cool, and it was really cool to see that Sorcery had a massive line. And the line for the event going on, maybe right now, I'm not great with time zones, but I do think that the Crossroads event, so the secondary level organized play for Sorcery, should be going on right now at GenCon, and it was 110 28 players, and it's completely sold out. So there was a massive line to go over and get your deck checked in and everything. And there was also a lot of really cool. I'll just see if I can find that, because we got the first look at the foil version of those cards. No, that was not the one I wanted. I am going to remove that again. I will see if I can find it.
I don't think it's in that folder.
It is actually right there, but for some reason I can't access it.
Maybe
it's the wrong file.
Wrong file.
Yeah, but we saw the there's going to be a region-specific different promo cards for all the different towers. That was with art by Atlas Thorn. And I saw it in foil, and it looked really, really nice. So hopefully we can share it with you guys. Otherwise, people might just have seen it in some of the groups or the chats. Yeah, I think it's working. Woohoo! Nice. Okay, so the foil version here, and this is I think Jesse, he referred to it as the Americas version. There's going to be a European version, and then there was going to be Oceanic, like a New Zealand, Australian version.
I think so, yeah.
Maybe. I feel like that might be it. But I really love this. I think the art is amazing. I think the foil looks really sweet.
It does, and yeah, it's towers, and they're just generally very good. And having these towers that's flavored towards the place of the tournament's origin, I think that's really fantastic.
Yeah.
And then if you win, then you get one of each of the towers.
Yes.
In foil.
In foil. And I think the regular version has, for the Americas version, you get this, but you get it in non-foil just for participating, which I also think is really cool, that they've added a lot of stuff also just for participation in these organized play, but also random stuff they're going to be raffling off. I think that's great. And I hope it helps create that community vibe and a really nice vibe at the events.
Definitely.
So you picked a comment here.
Yeah, but I think it's interesting, how many cards are going to be in the Precon decks. We don't know as of yet. I should say that the OG Precon decks, 36-16, I could imagine maybe going 40-20. It's not going to be tournament legal, but that also means that if you take two Precon decks and mix them together, then you're actually going to have enough cards. So that might actually be one way to do it. And I think that would be a nice touch.
Yeah, I think that would be, and you get a little closer to having a deck that will actually be functional for tournament play.
Yeah, of course, it's not going to be powerful enough, but you could technically just take two Precon decks, mix them together, and then you have a tournament legal deck that you could bring to a tournament without having to buy any other cards, and then you would probably lose a lot and be motivated to buy more cards. But I think judging from the size of the Precon box we saw, I don't think it's going to be 60-30. I don't think that deck size would fit in that smaller box.
No, I don't think so either. I think we're saying somewhere close to the original, also because remember they have that little foam padding so that the cards that were not sleeved in there would fit. And when you took the foam out and then you sleeved all your cards, it would fit the entire deck, but sleeved. And I really like having those sort of like the Dragon Shield cardboard boxes, but those board boxes just to have your Precon in. I think it's a really nice way of doing it.
Yeah, also because those, more quality deck boxes also take up a lot of space.
And they're kind of pricey if you get them for every deck, or you can just have fewer decks. Yeah, not happening.
Nope.
Hello, good to see you.
Fewer decks. Such nonsense.
Absolutely. I think we pretty much covered all of our topics. Any questions? Anybody who is currently at GenCon?
Stunned of that comment.
Yeah.
Fewer decks.
No. Oh, that's not a way to go. But in general, I'm just super excited for Gothic, and it's been cool to see the reception that the art and the cards have gotten from the Dragonlord. But I'm really, really excited. I feel like Dragonlord was amazing, and it was this really cool passion project. But the big thing for gameplay as well will also be Gothic.
Yeah,
and a
definitely.
lot of the art is looking very spectacular.
Yeah, but I do like that, the Dragonlord said that you can use it as try to build a Dragonlord sort of deck with lots of dragons, or you can simply just use the mono element dragons, the fire dragon, the air dragon, in sort of mono decks, because they are sort of okay, I think.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then you of course have the shrine. That's going to be maybe the most desirable card in the set. It's going to be a threshold fixer. It's going to ramp you. It's just all around very good card.
Yeah, I mean, and again, together, if you want to build something that might not be exactly tournament winning, but really fun to have like a complete dragon deck, you also have a couple of other dragons in Sorcery. And as time goes, probably we will also see more, I think. Arceus is exactly, he's no threshold because he is an artifact.
And that's going to be all kinds of headaches in tournaments.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
I'm interested to see afterwards. Hopefully they're recording some of the matches. I'm interested to see anyone actually trying him out, because they did say for the floor rules of GenCon that you needed to have a judge present if you wanted to sort of use his ability.
So curio, lady. Keep up curios.
No one found so far, but I mean, we've talked twice with Edgar Jr., and what he has is a lot of art. He has a lot of developed characters also. So I'm thinking that if there's going to be a curio, you could use that like 15 card, which is usually just a promotional card. You could put in a curio card there, or you could do an alternate art version of one of the dragons. But no, so far we haven't seen any curios. And I think this, if it is as limited as what we see right now, adding another level of sort of collectability to it seems almost unnecessary. But of course, cool if it was like an alternate art, so it's not like a functionally different card, but just a version. That would be cool to see. But I haven't seen any reported so far. And of course, I know that there are a lot of people still waiting to get their Dragonlords from the Team Covenant order. And from distro, and here in Europe, most stores seem to not have gotten it yet. It is delayed from Blackfire, so it hasn't arrived in time for the release.
Yeah, and also the release date is today.
Yes, the release date is today, and not for Europe, at least not most places. But again, if anyone happens upon a post of like, hey, does this look weird? And it is clearly a different art, do like poke me, tag me, write me. Send a smoke signal, anything. I would love to hear about it, but I haven't seen anything yet.
No, then again, we don't know the print run.
No.
We have been guessing.
Yes.
Guessing maybe 10,000 boxes. That's my guess after speaking with Edbit Jr.
Yes, and he hasn't said what the print run is.
No,
he simply said he could buy up to 10% off the entire print run. And he didn't. He bought less.
He bought 700 boxes.
And he bought 700 boxes. So if he bought slightly less, then it's more than 7,000. That's the only thing that's like a fact. But we don't know anything about that.
No, and I'm guessing 10,000.
Yeah, I kind of tend to agree. The entire Dragonlord is a bit of a curio right now.
Yes.
We don't know what they're going to do. We know that the release was today, and maybe that they are going to find some solutions, or maybe they are just really bringing a lot of product to all the different crossroads so that people potentially will get a hold of them there. Who knows? We will have to wait and see. But again, as release date is just today, I think we will have to wait and see if they come up with like a solution. Also, because most of the team are at GenCon, or at least all of the guys doing the marketing. So I don't think we can expect an announcement anytime right now.
But I hope they have a traveling Dragonlord zoo whenever they come to a crossroad.
So you want them to have like a suit?
No, zoo.
Oh.
It's like bring the whole zoo.
Yes.
So, a lot of product. Having a lot of boxes if they come to a crossroad event, so people can go buy their Dragonlord set there.
Yeah,
and entice people to actually come to tournaments, because a lot of work goes into arranging those.
Absolutely, but what we've seen from GenCon is that they've managed to have they've sort of divided the product into days, so they've had a product all day so far, but it sold out a bit earlier today than it did the 2 previous days. and there's still going to be product tomorrow. But if you want it on Sunday, the last day of GenCon, you probably want to be there fairly early, I think, if you want to make sure that you're getting product.
Definitely.
And hopefully, as they said, they will bring Dragonlord boxes with them and sell at all the other Crossroads events. So hopefully that will also be the same for the European one.
Yeah, and scalpers, oh, may their arms be too short and their asses itch.
That's a Danish expression that I'm not sure translates that well, but definitely you get the hint of it. Yeah, I think it's really sad to see that there are stores who are selling it, unfortunately, instead of selling it to their communities. But hopefully we will see that there will be more product available at the different Crossroads, and also that as soon as, or hopefully more product goes into Europe, hopefully those scalpers won't be able to charge massive amounts for it, because
Fingers crossed.
selling something that should be $60 for $400 seems a little crazy.
That's
but
outrageous.
I have seen, I don't know if this is a good thing, but I have seen that prices seem to have dropped to around 200 at least on eBay and maybe TCG Player.
At least.
Not good still, but better than 500.
Exactly. And also, if you're just looking for one specific card, we know that our sponsor, Cold Heroes, have actually put on Dragonlord single card.
But he has very few.
Very few, but if you're fast enough,
you can go check it out.
Go pick up the card you just want, if you just want one.
Maybe. Because I would say several of the cards are already sold out. Okay. So it's very, very limited. I think he got maybe 4 boxes, so we're talking very limited quantity.
Just trying to spread the word.
Yes, but as I said, most of them are actually already sold out.
So be quick.
Yes, go have a look if you feel like it. Guys, we started out just wanting to actually talk a bit about the news and the spoilers. So let's just flash that guy again. I think the art is absolutely epic. I really, really, really like it.
And I like the avatar itself also.
Yeah, me too, for sure.
I think that some people think the avatar is weak. I think it has a lot of potential. I think being able to spam out tokens and doing it every turn without fail, don't having to tap to use the ability, those tokens can add up, and it can really be very powerful, especially combined with some cards that can do some token pump. And you can also use the tokens as sacrifice fodder because they are undead. They function with Bone Spear. I think it's a very powerful avatar.
And technically, they should also get the bump and from Death Knight, right?
Yeah, they do.
So I mean, you can have suddenly there are 2 instead of 1, and then stuff hits off.
Yeah. Also, compare it to Witch that could drain you for 2, but it needed to tap.
Yeah.
If you have a Death Knight in play, those tokens are going to be 2 power minions.
Yeah. And that's pretty
for 1
nice.
mana without tapping.
Yeah.
So you can still play your side, you can still be on curve.
And we're talking about these guys here with the amazing Braum art. As you can see there, ordinary undead, do your bidding. Lovely flavor text, by the way, also. I mean, that's pretty cool.
Village on a stick. That's a nice comparison.
Good point. Also because Tawny is, that's pretty effective.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. And Tawny can't even block, right? I don't think Tawny can defend. Of course, he has airborne, but technically, the skeleton tokens can defend if they don't need to leave their side.
Yeah. But they're cool. And I hope we see more support for sort of like a token type deck. That would be fun.
I think we're guaranteed to see that.
Yeah, hopefully. But already, as you said, Bone Spear, having the Death Knight already there, it's gonna get really fun really quickly.
Oh yes, House Arn Bannerman. Oh, what's it called? That the one that reduces damage by 1.
Reduces damage by 1.
It's Mortal. It's Earth. Can't remember.
We'll figure it out. But guys, if you want to check out all the spoilers, and it is something that we will keep updating, please do join our Discord. The link is in the description below this video, or will come up as soon as the live stream ends.
Shield maidens.
And we are shield maidens. We are putting all the spoilers as soon as they come up. You will see them down in the Gothic channel of the Discord. I'm trying to keep all of them up there. I would really have loved to see if anybody took any pictures, because last year at GenCon, the team kept swapping out and putting new cards into the display, but I haven't seen any pictures beyond Thursday. So if you happen to see this and have pictures of new cards, do send them our way, or feel free to share them in the Gothic spoiler channel in the Discord, because I have a sneaky suspicion they might try to sneak in some new cards.
Indeed.
Or at least they did so last year. Guys,
thank you for joining.
That was
has been
great.
Wonderful.
Hopefully, we will catch you in the next video. We have a couple of videos coming up next week. We have one on formats, and we also have, is that next week? Oh, that's next week beyond. We are also doing a video on what we think the avatars, especially with you in chat's help, what we think the other avatars for Gothic might be. Because remember, the team have said that they have enough avatars to have like some that are purely just like useful and thematic and cool, but also a couple of more crazy wild ones. So I think we can expect to see quite a lot of avatars in Gothic. Best guess right now, maybe 7? 7 feels like a good number.
I'm guessing 10.
You're guessing 10?
10.
Okay. You guys, you were
4
here
new
for...
Precons and then 6 for the set.
Yeah.
I can see that far.
Yeah, maybe.
Also because they said they have done a lot of avatars.
Yeah. We will see. But again, we will do a video because we have a lot of speculation on what kind of avatars we will see for Gothic. So guys, thank you for sticking with us. Thank you so much for interacting in chat. And hopefully we will see you in another video very soon. Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.